Thank you. Good evening, city councilors and our guests. It is now 6:16 on Monday, July 20th, and we will begin the public speak out portion of our meeting. We have two individuals signed up to speak this evening. The first person to speak will be Mr. Jason Bland, and we also have Leon Moultrie, who is signed up to speak as well. So, Mr. Bland, we will give you 2 to 3 minutes as we have only one other person here today. So the floor is yours.
All right, good evening, President, Council President Hurst, and members of the council. I'm not sure who all is on the call right now. I can only see Walter Kroll, Stephen Carey. I don't know who all can hear me.
So city councilors, we have joining us Councilor Whitfield, Councilor Letterman, as well as Councilor Edwards. And I know Councilor Allen, as well as Councilor Gomez will be joining us momentarily.
Okay, all right. Well, good evening, councilors. Myself and Captain Joseph Albert Harris of the Hampden County Sheriff's Department have proposed an event to the city, for the city. I've forwarded the information. Mayor Sarno had a brief discussion with Mayor Sarno on Friday. We're going to have a follow-up talk on Thursday. I just wanted to make the council aware and also invite you guys in as participants. What we're planning is a COVID-conscious competition that's pitting Springfield youth against law enforcement on a basketball court. We're calling it the Springfield Shootout, okay? It's gonna consist of 20 high school players, ages 13 to 15, 20 ages 16 to 18. They're gonna compete at opposite hoops, alone on the court. Each competitor can only bring 10 spectators with them at a time. Each spectator is gonna have to follow obvious COVID guidelines, wear a mask. The event will be live streamed via digital boombox network. Some of you may be familiar with Gina Belvin and some of the great work that she does. They're gonna compete in a skills challenge individually. At the end of each skills challenge, we're inviting members of law enforcement to take the court and have what we're calling a rapid fire round. They're gonna shoot a number of shots, scores will be tallied. The event itself is only going to happen one day. I've reached out to the South End Community Center. The purpose of the event, in me and Mr. Harris's estimation, is to promote positive, non-confrontational interaction between young people of color and law enforcement. We're asking 20 Springfield police officers to participate, as well as 20 Hampden County sheriffs. Okay, to promote this kind of interaction is something that we feel at the time, right now, in the times we're dealing with, something that can be a first step, a first bite, if you will, to an elephant you can only eat one bite at a time. We're not offering it as a solution to any of the major problems we face, but we feel as after the protests, after the smoke clears from, all of the rhetoric, when does the action begin? So we're proposing a call to action, okay? President Hurst, Council President Hurst, and Councilwoman Whitfield were the first to commit to sponsoring children for the event. I believe Mr. Hurst committed to sponsoring 2 children. Each child that enters the competition is going to receive a souvenir warm-up jersey, as well as a competition jersey. They're also going to receive a backpack with some basic school supplies. So obviously it's going to take some, contributions from the community. We want it to be a community collaborative event, and we actually have some precedent. In 1998, when we were doing the 3rd installment of the Benjamin Schofield Basketball Classic, we actually went downtown and solicited over 12 attorneys to sponsor their alma maters so we could have a high school division. And without hesitation, attorneys, and I remember it was attorneys like Del Bass and Ed West, I mean, without hesitation, literally in the halls of the courthouse, broke out their checkbooks and wrote a check, okay? So there's precedent here. And again, a community collaborative event is inclusive of all. This isn't excluding anybody. This isn't, you know, only one side. We'd like it to be diverse. Now, during the live stream before each competition, we're gonna have the young people and the officers sit down for a face-to-face. We think it'd be powerful to have these kids and these cops make a human connection just on a simple, you know, again, non-confrontational platform, and be able to express honestly, you know, their feelings of whatever it is. We're just going to give them kind of a free association, just an open-ended question, so they can convey where they're at. This kind of interaction, I feel, is again a first step to some sort of action that needs to be taken to improve relations. You know, strained relations between the community of color and the police department hinders investigations. It hinders, you know, an erosion of trust, makes it hard for them to investigate crime. You know, we all like for the police to be there when crime is committed, but 9 times out of 10, they can't, okay? So we depend on their investigation skills. And when a community has no trust, and when a community is apprehensive, then it inhibits those investigations. And I myself have over 5 friends murdered, and their murders have been unsolved. So while I understand the sentiment of holding police accountable for you know, misconduct, I also root the police and cheer them on as they investigate these unsolved murders to bring my friends and family some sort of solace. So, you know, that's the gist of it. Registration or sponsorship for each child is $300. Again, Councilwoman Whitfield and Council President Justin Hurst were the first to commit. Right now, I'm up to 10. I've got 10 kids sponsored, committed, so that leaves us 30 to go. With the influence of the mayor's office, with the influence of councilwomen, men and women, I'm sure we'll be able to draw more than enough support to have this event. It's the last Saturday of the month, August 29th, so it is, you know, coming up kind of quick. But believe me, in 17 years of doing the tournament in Springfield, I've done a lot more with a lot less. So, you know, hopefully you guys will see this as having enough value, you know, beyond the optics, to be something to be a part of. And with that, I yield the balance of my time. And I thank you for allowing me to speak on this platform with you guys.
Thank you, Mr. Bland. Can you just give us the time and location of the event again, and then how folks can possibly contact you in the event that they want to donate to this tournament?
Well, right now, I've reached out to the South End Community Center. And again, the mayor, myself, Councilwoman Whitfield, I believe you've been invited. Mr. Hurst, if not, we definitely extend you an invite. I'm going to have a conversation on Thursday, okay, because at the South End Community Center, I've been told, I haven't been in the remodeled version, but I've been told it's a great venue that would allow, you know, for such an event to take place. It's big enough so we can have the camera crews, because Digital Boombox Network is going to live stream it on their multiple media platforms. We'd also like to invite, you know, folk at Springfield, and again, with the influence of the mayor and the city council, I'm sure we'll get our local NBC, ABC affiliates to cover it as well. So the South End Community Center, from what I understand and been told, would be the perfect venue. So I reached out to Wes about it, waiting on his response. And again, community collaborative, when the mayor's already seemingly on board with it. So with the influence of, you know, the various councilmen and women, I'm sure this is something that we can get procured and make happen. And if you want to, excuse me?
No, I was going to say thank you, Mr. Bland. And as you get more information, please make sure to either get it to Councilor Whitfield or myself, and we'll certainly be able to convey that information to the rest of the council.
Absolutely. And Tracy, just a final note, Tracy, Ms. Whitfield has the email. I've sent that to her, as well as Mayor Sarno. So I'd ask that they forward it to other council members. My contact information is on the email. They can call me directly, send me a text, or send me an email. This is something obviously that we're looking to put together expeditiously, but we believe it merits that kind of action. So again, I thank you guys for letting me speak on your platform.
Thank you, Mr. Bland. We
Mr.
appreciate you.
President, may I say a word
You may.
really quick? Thank you. I just wanted to follow up on Mr. Bland's comment, and just to let you guys know his background. He's born and raised in Springfield, and he also put together the Ben Schoolfield tournament that went on for numerous years, and it was a peaceful tournament for all the years that it did run. And it did create unity in the community, and officers did start attending toward the end of the tournament season. So any support that we can give to bring these youth and officers together to build relationships, to have more communication with each other, and even correctional officers to learn the good side of building a relationship. We want to support that, and so I just wanted to throw that out there.
Thank you, Councilor Whitfield. Councilor Letterman, I see your hand is raised. We now have 4 more minutes remaining, so I certainly want to give Mr. Moultrie time as well as Councilor Gomez to speak. So Councilor Letterman, followed by Councilor Gomez.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Jason, just thank you for coming on and letting us know what you're working on. I really admire and appreciate your efforts, and I'll be in touch with you to discuss supporting your efforts.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Letterman. Councilor Gomez.
I apologize that I came in late, but with the spirit of things, how I got to this seat was by doing basketball tournaments with kids, man, and creating that kind of aspiration. I just want to let you know that I'm dedicated to this work, especially to the work I'm talking about is your work that you're doing now, and I'll be in contact as well because I plan to support you, sir.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilor Gomez. Thank you, Mr. Bland. Mr. Moultrie, the floor is yours.
Well, greeting. I'd like to give a special thanks to Jesse Letterman for being an honest city councilor and making sure that I got the right number. It appears that the number that I was originally given was somewhat inaccurate, but I'm here. I believe that you guys are having an illegal meeting. The meeting is supposed to be in public. This is clearly not a public meeting because the general public did not have access. This should be considered a private call. And I'll be reporting it to the Secretary of State as such once we're on tomorrow.
So
I'd further like to say,
we give you enough time, Mr. Moultrie. So I would get into
you took 15 minutes before, okay?
Mr.
So I'm on my way.
Let's proceed.
Okay, I am proceeding. That's what I'm telling you. The issues that I have before you is, as best of my knowledge, there's no public health emergency for any such COVID. There's no clear symptoms other than fever, and respiratory, or cough, and that could be almost anything. So I believe that would, if anybody promotes that consistently, it would be promoting interrupting with the flow of commerce and causing unnecessary fear among people by not just trying to get people to do what they always done when they aren't sure about what's wrong with them. So go see the physician or wash their hand and protect themselves as normal. As relate to wearing any kind of a facial covering, that would make me breathe carbon dioxide, which is a poison, and I cannot do that. I'm sure health knowing about health is what you're supposed to be doing. Science is supposed to be ruling the day. So far, we've had city councilors are making statements that were totally false, as well as the mayor. So I would hope that we'd stop doing that. I'd hope that we'd open up the libraries as of yesterday, because people need to go in. There's no reason for the libraries to be closed. They're properly funded. You violated a lot of rules this year by not having the budget hearing open to the public. They had no way of doing it. You're continuing to do that. I don't know. I plan to make sure that if anything I can do to keep you guys out of office, I'll be working hard to keep you out of office. I think you've been very disrespectful to the Constitution and to the city charter. So as far as I'm concerned, you're treasonous individuals that are working illegally. That's my comment as it relates today.
Thank you, Mr. Moultrie. This concludes the public speak out portion of our meeting. We can log off of this